Welcome to the show, guys. Today we're doing something different, something amazing. We're doing a review to the Squid Game. Squid Game is very popular on Netflix right now, and it's a highly rated series. I have one Tali today, Fred and Ovi, too nice, and myself.
But
I'm
do what
Patrick.
it does.
Yeah. So basically, you know yourself, Squid Game is a game from North Korea. It used to be played in North Korea in the 60s and 70s. It's a kids' game, but now it's been made into a series, and a lot of people are enjoying it. Basically, don't get me wrong. When it's played in Korea, they don't kill each other like what they do in the series. So don't get that part wrong. Um, right now, it's got 111 million people watching it on Netflix, and it's actually beaten the biggest series on Netflix, which was Bridgerton. I don't know if you guys have seen Bridgerton. It's about a loyal family. About
Isn't it Bridgerton?
It's
it's
rubbish, isn't
Bridgerton.
it? No,
Bridgerton.
all I can say is rubbish. I never seen it, but I've seen
It's a good one. It was good. Look, I also
No,
hated it.
Bridgerton? What is it?
did you
Bridgerton?
watch it? It's all about riding each
It's
other. That's all
it's
it's all about.
It's Bridgerton. Bridgerton.
Oh,
Bridgerton.
okay.
Yeah,
It's
Bridgerton.
just
Go on,
about
go
So
on.
riding each other. That's
So
all that is.
basically, Richardson was at 89 million people watching it, but Squid Game has surpassed it to about 111 people watching it. And just a bit of information before we start the review. The director of this, when he wrote this, it was around 2018, 2019. He was at a low moment of his life. He never also had money. So he wrote this while his pocket was low and he was also in
No.
debt and he had a few issues. So look, we're just gonna move on. Let me not bore you. You're here for the review and the discussion. I'm just gonna ask the guys in the panel, what did you think of Squid Game?
Who are you starting with?
I'll start with you, Fred, because you've answered me. Because the other guys have a face like this. So what did you
Yeah.
think of Squid Game?
Well, for me, the first time was actually when I heard about it. I was just like, "Oh, what is this rubbish? It's definitely rubbish." But after I started watching the first episode, I was like, "Okay." Because at the beginning, it just explains this dude is broke. Um, he lives with his mom in a very small apartment, which basically is meant for one person. But his mom was obviously too old, and
Hold
he
on,
has
hold
a
on, hold
kid.
on, hold on. Before you go on, let me just warn to the people watching this. There's going
Yeah.
to be spoilers. Fred has already started
Hmm.
spoiling it, so there might be
Sorry,
mild
guys.
spoilers or a lot of spoilers. Continue, Fred, but please
If you
don't tell us
guys
the whole
haven't,
thing. Just
if
tell
you
us what you
yeah,
think.
yeah,
Mm.
if you guys haven't watched it, please go watch it first before you watch this video because there's gonna be a lot of spoilers. Anyway, I didn't like it at the beginning because I was trying to get into the story, but after the first episode, at the end of the episode, I started getting into it, and once I started, I couldn't stop. So I pretty much enjoyed it until the very end, which was a bit low for me, but I enjoyed it. It's a good storyline, and it reminded me back on the games that we used to play as kids as well. Like, okay, and then you think about, oh, how can this thing actually turn into a deadly game? You know what I mean? So it was quite of a mind opener. Maybe somewhere in some countries people actually do that for real, for money and stuff, just for the amusement. So I liked it, to be honest.
No, they're actually, believe it or not, they're going to do it in Dubai, but they're going to do it minus the killing. But they're trying to adapt
Okay.
it in Dubai. As I say, it came from Korea. It was played by kids in the 70s and the 60s. So it's a famous game in Korea. And most of the games that were played in that series are from Korea. So what about yourself, Mr. Ovita, Ovi2 Nice? What did you think of the Squid Game?
First of all, I just want to say what it do, what it does. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show. So, what did I think about it? It's a very nice, it's a very nice series. Me likey. No, guys, me I watched that series before people started
I'm
making
sorry,
noise.
what?
Hmm? Hold
Did
on.
you just do a Mr. Miyagi there?
Yeah, I mean likey.
Mhm, mhm,
Man's
Yeah,
trying
keep,
to
keep
get
on
us
going. Keep on
cancelled.
going. Keep on going.
Guys, the series I started watching that before people started making a lot of noise because it popped up and I was like, okay, what's this? I'm really into finding out and watching these foreign kind of series because they turn out to be nice. I tried to watch one episode. If it's not good enough, I go. And I watched it and I was like, oh yeah, that's nice. And I seen people talking about I watched about two episodes. And people started talking about it. I was like, oh yeah, I still have that to watch and continue because people were talking about as I was seeing, previews and all kind of thing. I was like, oh yeah, I think I should actually finish that. And I finished. I think it was a brilliant series. Um, It's just unfortunate that I've realized they're saying that the interpretation in English is rubbish. It's very bad for people that speak Korean. They're saying that they didn't interpret that film in the right way. We're actually missing a lot of juicy parts that, if they're interpreted in the right way, would actually enjoy it more. So that's another thing that I've actually read about it. But it was nice. But you could see that certain things did make sense when they interpret them into English. It was like, okay, yeah, but in this scenario, I don't think this would have been the words that this person would have said. My favorite character, of course, is Old Man, because Old Man is
No. Relax. We're gonna get there. 130.
Relax, man.
This guy is trying to. So, what did you think of Squid Games yourself, or the Squid Game?
Okay, so I mean, to be honest, it starts a little.
It doesn't
bit
have Netflix.
Who?
You.
Who? Do you even know what Netflix is? Do you listen? We need to check your bank account if you pay for your Netflix. You know what I'm saying? This guy.
Go on.
Anyway,
Go on.
let's go back to
Go on.
anyway. So yeah, Squid Games. I mean, for me, I think at the beginning it started off slow. You know, slow series for me. Yeah, I give it time, but it was like, where are we going here? You know what I mean? And then when it started getting into the game and then the mystery and whatnot, it was quite interesting. I think the twists were quite interesting. It was a little bit unpredictable at times, but sometimes it was very predictable. I liked the games themselves. The games seemed very interesting. The rules seemed very interesting. The fatality of it as well was interesting. But the ending, I didn't like the ending. You know, I guess maybe it's an emotional thing, but I didn't like the ending in a continuity sense. I think Squid Games in a continuity sense was a bit meh. So yeah, that's what I thought, guys.
Yeah, and also, during every game, you can see the amount of stress every player had. After the first game, when they knew, like, okay, we're gonna get killed. Well, Patrick is on. Go on, Patrick. What were you saying?
No, sorry about that. It just took me out. It just took me out.
I was saying, that you could also see how stressed the players were after they knew how real this game is. After the first game, when they started getting killed, everybody started like, okay, we are in this now. You know what I mean? So it was a bit exciting because lives are on the edge.
I get what you mean, Fred. I think when you're talking about when they played the first game, and I think the first person got shot, and everyone just went, "Okay, this is serious. I need to go."
Yeah.
No. But did you notice something? Something that you guys are missing, which I've noticed. Did you notice that when the first guy or the person got shot, everybody stopped and they didn't want to play the game. But you must remember the rules say that if majority doesn't want to play the game is done. Did you see the old man who was part of the game? He started running. When he saw everybody stopping, he started walking to sort of motivate everybody that, come on, don't be scared. Let's do the game. Because he knew that.
Yeah, but he was dying. He had nothing to live for. So
have you seen the ending? Who he is?
Yeah. That doesn't matter.
So I think he did that.
But for him, he didn't care. He was
throughout the game. He didn't care. He had nothing to live for. Even if he died. Even if he died in that moment.
And himself, at the beginning, when he was actually playing the game with this big smile on his face. When he was going and while he's smiling over there, while everybody's busy screaming and stuff. Because even throughout the game, you would actually hint out, like, why are they focusing a lot on the old man? The old man, even when people were slashing each other with knives in the rooms, he was nowhere to be seen. Obviously, he was being protected with the lights out as well. And then he was found on top of the bed there screaming, guys, stop. So there was a lot of episodes where they were hinting a lot that it was him. Anyway, go on, next question.
Yeah, that's true. For me, I'm just going to, before I move on to the next question, what I thought about is, I think the Squid Game is a very good life lesson. I think that's the reason why everybody has ended up liking it. Every character in there, you can see a bit of yourself. Starting from the main character when he's gambling, you know how majority of the times we gamble and we lose. And the time when you lose, if somebody can find you and offer you what your man offered him in the train station, I'm pretty sure majority of us can say that, because I have lost money on gambling too. So it shows that these are the things that happen in your life, and you can be so desperate to do this. I think that's why it's good. There's a lot of stuff that it's taught us. I think that's why everybody is addicted to it. For me as a series, I think it's a bit out there. People are getting too excited for it. I know we've been excited for a few things like Tiger King. I think during lockdown, even during this pandemic time, we've got excited with few things that if they came out back in the days with how things were always coming out frequently, I don't think majority of us would always be hyped with those small things. We're always looking for something to escape with. So anyway, guys, I know Ovida almost spoiled this, but as we're talking about the Squid Game series, I'm pretty sure everybody's dying to hear from all of us. So, guys, which character did you like the most, and which character did you hate the most? I'm gonna start with you, Ovita, because you were so keen to answer this before.
My favorite is Old Man. Old Man is a smart man. He's clever. Old Man is my favorite. I'll tell you because he played all that game and pretended like he doesn't know what is going on when he was actually the main deal, the main man behind all this. I'd swear to God, it surprised me. I'll be honest with you. But then at the very end, when he was walking into a room and I seen the bed, it's when I figured I was like, I think it's gonna be Old Man. But I'm not gonna lie to you. I watched the whole series. I thought Old Man had died after the game of marbles. I thought he was destroyed. That was the end of him.
And the funny part of him as well that was suspicious is when he lost. He was supposed to die, but they never showed us. And they just showed the guy walking away, and the camera just went to the side. So they never showed him being shot or anything like that.
You just heard the gunshot anyway. And as well.
Yeah, wait. Ovida, before you go, sorry for disturbing you. Guys in the comments and guys who are watching this, I know there's a lot of people who are watching this. Please also tell us, put in the comment section, who was your most liked character and the most hated one for you in that series, the Squid Game. Please join in, interact. Or when you're watching this later on, drop a like, subscribe, and also tell us who was the most character you liked and the one you hated. So continue, Mr. Ovita. Are you still on your liked one or you're now on your hated one?
No, I want to finish up about it, man. As I said, because it was very surprising on how he acted that. It was brilliant. And as well, the way he was trying to teach a lesson to the other lad, when he pretended like when he was cheating on the marbles, he pretended like nothing is happening. And at the end, he told him that, is it fair to cheat on? I think he was really smart character. I hate the guy with the tattoo on the neck. The guy with the long hair. He's got
the gangster.
Yeah, the gangster. That guy is
just a bad man.
I don't know if he's a bad man. He was just playing dirty and all that. Even at the end, when everybody's on the glass, it's his turn to jump. He says, no, he's not jumping. Or if you want to go, I hated him. He was disgusting. It was just annoying. I was just waiting for him to die. It's a pity he died second to the last, but I wanted him to die even in the second or first time.
Wow, man.
You know what? He's right, actually. He's one of you, but every series you need a character like that.
Yeah.
You need a hate. You need a character like that because they keep you watching it. That's why he was one of the last to die. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, there's a comment here from Robert.
Right, so Robert here goes, look, I don't know. First of all, please educate me. Is it Squad or Squid Game?
It's Squid Game, Mr. Robert. It's a game from Korea. So it's a game from Korea and the series is from Korea. The director and the actor is Korea. So it's Squid Game, not Squad. I bet he was coming with that so that maybe he thought we were saying the wrong thing the whole time.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, so what about you, Wantali? Which character did you like the most and which character did you hate?
Which character did I like the most? Okay, when you ask this question, are you basing it on the actor, like which actor was
the whole
stood out?
No, I'm talking about like ignore the actor. I want you to just base it on the character.
Which character in the series did I like the most? None of them. I'll be honest with you, I didn't like any one of them. They didn't stand out to me. None of the characters was like, you know what? Even the main guy, 456. I guess that's his character, that he had to be so useless that the only thing that was good about him was he had a good heart. Okay, boo-hoo. Boring. You know what I mean? That's what I thought. I thought boring. But for me, the character that I did not like the most was that 218 guy, the guy that just kept betraying people. Like when he swapped the marbles for the stones. I hated that guy. I really did. From the beginning, I knew. I was like, this guy is sneaky. He was very sneaky, and I like the guy with the two fingers as well, bro.
The Indian
Oh,
lad.
the guy who
The
looked
one
like
who
he's
yeah, the one
the
he cheated
Asian,
on.
the Asian guy.
Asian guy.
Asian guy.
I
Yeah,
mean,
he was from Pakistan, isn't he? He said he was from
Yeah.
Pakistan, yeah.
yeah. So this guy didn't. For me, it those kind of people in life, I guess, like you said, it represents people in life. It gives you some lessons. Like sometimes it's not worth trusting people too much, because the very people that will talk to you and be nice to you could turn around and screw you over. Do you know what I mean? So this guy, first of all, he was ready to jeopardize his mom's business. That's the first thing he did. Secondly, and then he was ready to betray his best friend at the very first game. And then he went and killed off somebody else. For me, that was the character that was like, I don't like this guy. I guess he was my
Snake.
exactly. I guess for me, he was my favorite and also least favorite at the same time. He was my favorite because of his intelligence and the way he applied himself to the game. But he was not my favorite to the way he killed off people. Like the way he just thought.
Well, he was trying to survive. You give him
He
that.
was playing the game, bruh.
So
Nah,
what
he
about
was playing it dirty.
one Tali, good characters there, one Tali, even Ovita, good characters. But what about you, Mr. Fred? Who was
For me-
which character did you like the most, and which did you hate the most?
For me, I'll start with what I hated the most. So that loud girl, that loud woman, you know what I mean? The one who was so loud everywhere, you know what I mean? Trying to be like a bigger person. But
Oh
she was-
yeah.
She was irritating me
She was
so much, bro.
She was just annoying.
What?
Yeah.
She was just annoying. It was like, can someone just stab her somewhere? Okay.
You see,
Cut that
some of you
part.
guys, these vibes, these are the reasons why some of you we can trust you in those games, man.
Excuse me, I'm not violent, by the way, guys. I have a good heart. But she was the most annoying in that show for me. I like the bad guy because he was like, I'm boss, you know what I mean? He was game, you know what I mean? But the girl, hey, brah, I was like, ah. Okay, the one I like the most, I would say the policeman. The policeman, who went there.
It was interesting, yeah.
Yeah, he was very interesting. I like the way he was just there trying to find his brother, which surprisingly ended up to be the game master, which that was a twist as well, you know what I mean?
Good
He was
twist.
looking for this very person and he was running away from. How's that? You know what I mean? Which was pretty much a very good twist for me there. And the ending was a nice twist as well. But my characters is the police guy, and which I'm pretty sure he's still alive though, but they never showed anything. I think if there's a season 2, I'm pretty sure he's gonna be alive.
Yeah,
There's a
because
season 2 coming.
his death was not really confirmed. He just
Yeah.
fell, So
he
they left
just fell.
things, for him. They left things in a very good place.
Yeah, which I'm hoping he's still alive. You know what I mean? Because he's the one who was running to the cliff trying to get reception and blah blah all this. So those are my least and the one that I like the most.
Okay, thank you. Let me just welcome Claire Jones to the comments. Vanessa and Claire, thank you very much. For me, I'm just gonna be fast.
Before you continue, I just wanted to put a twist to this, right, real quick, because we're talking about Squid Games. We're talking about it's a life application game, right? I wanted to know, guys in the comments that are watching, and obviously the guys on the show. Who do you think would, if we all went into Squid Games, who do you think would turn first? Who do you think would do what they have to do and just cut their team off? Do you know what I mean?
Those guys in the comments.
No, everyone in here.
Ovidio will be the first to die, bro.
Why do you think Ovidio will be the first to go?
He's too happy and too straightforward. You know what I mean?
The only time I would turn is if I was about to say if you were in there with me, Robert.
I think I would be. I think I would be the main character. You know what I mean? Too nice of a heart. Paul, I think you'd be that guy who was deceiving a lot.
Yeah, probably that guy who the guy who was lying to his mom that he's doing well somewhere.
Listen, I think Patrick would be the first to go. That's what I think. Do you know what I mean? He'd be the first to go.
Too nice, isn't it? Too nice and trusting.
Not exactly. Not exactly. Because you jump into things real quick. You just be like, listen, we're doing this for money. Let's go. You know what I mean?
Let's go, man.
He would be the first out and he would be the first killed. Yeah, he's one of the. That's what I think. I probably think Ovi would come second on that one. You know, even though he watched Patrick kill himself, Ovi would be like, "Listen, the only way to get out is the way Patrick is going, and he will go the same
Oh,
way."
there's no
You
way
know?
back. Forward.
Yep. I think Fred would take too long thinking about everything, you know, and you'd end up like that dude who was I think there was a guy who was on the the last bit on the bridge where they were trying to
Yeah.
Yeah, he was looking for the glasses, and he was using the light.
there
And
was
this-
another guy before him who was like he was like, what's the probability of and he just went and
What? Try to make sure that everything is perfect. Then
yeah.
Hey, bruh.
Yeah,
It's life or
exactly.
death. You have to make sure, bruh.
Exactly.
nah, for me, to be honest with you, the character I'm just gonna be fast because we have to move on. The character I like is a character that did not even stay in the series for so long. The guy with the suit who finds you and plays with you, says play a game with
The
me.
guy was smacking guys.
Yeah, it's just
Hey,
class.
right.
He's few minutes on screen.
no, he was at the end as well. He was at
Yeah,
the
I
end
know
as well.
he was, but I'm saying it's few minutes on screen and just classic. The face expression at the end when he smiles
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
disappears.
he was
And when he
smacking.
finds you, the way he talks to you, because you must remember, this is the guy who makes everything possible. It's by that slapping thing where he pushes you to the limit for you to fight and fight. He's already giving you the hunger for money. He's the guy who starts your hunger, like feeds you a bit for you to be able to come in for the big
Mhm.
kill. So I liked him. For me, I hated the old man because he at the end was trying to say I was bored in my life and I wanted a bit of excitement and I have nothing to live for. So I wanted excitement in my life. I decided to do this. Me and the guys who have money, we wanted a bit of excitement. That's why we did this. I think that's people who are selfish. I think he represents most of the people who have money these days that are willing to go to any extreme to make themselves happy. They don't care who they step on for them to get their own happiness. So I hated the old man. I hated him regardless.
But you look at this. They gave everyone a choice. No, it's not like they were just
It wasn't
kidnapping
by
people
force.
first. It wasn't by force.
I know,
They'll
but these
tell
are
you.
desperate people. They found
no, listen.
people who are desperate.
Yes,
you have to.
You know, at the issue after they got in, everybody voted to get out. Yeah, and then everyone that went out came back in because of what? Greediness as well. So it's not every fault of the old man.
Also, even though I get your point, Fred, you know what I mean? I was even about to say that, why would you hate someone who's given you a choice to win money? Do you know what I mean? He's given you a choice. It's not that he's gone, he's pushed you into it. But then again, the other argument is they were coerced into doing this. If you think they were not coerced, then sorry, because they were targeted based on their profile and their tendency to be in debt.
Mm-hmm.
I think at the very beginning and the end of this movie, there was a report saying that, the debt in this country is too high. There are too many people on debt and what this. You know what I mean? They used that information to their advantage to take advantage of people. You know what I mean? For their own leisure. So, yeah, it is a greedy thing to do. I sit on the fence with that one, to be honest. People had a choice, but it was a greedy thing to do as well.
Yeah, grand. Yeah. Look, guys. Guys in the comments, do you agree with what we're saying? Do you agree with what Wantali is saying? What Fred is saying? What I'm saying? What if you say? Please tell us in the comments. And obviously, if you're watching this video later on, also tell us in the comments about your thoughts on everything we're saying. So this particular question will be the one that we're going to close everything with. I'm going to start with you, Wantali, because I started with the other guys before. After watching the series, the Squid Game, if it happened in a real life situation, if it happened right now, somebody approached you, would you play that game after watching that?
Well, if the consequence was death, no, obviously not. Life is more precious than a piece of paper that buys you anything, I think. So, no, I'd rather not, to be honest. But if it was just a game and I'm trying to win money and nobody dies, cool, let's do it. Let's do it, 100%.
You see, like did you see how they stringed them in that thing? They never told them you're going to die. They just showed them the money. There's the money.
But then again, you remember they stopped the game when they learned that, boy, we're in a life or death situation. They stopped the game. So I think if I went into it not knowing that it's a life or death situation, then yeah, because the way they put it, you will be eliminated. So you were thinking, I'm just going to get kicked out of the game, you know, but not
Send
knowing
the bus.
literally exactly. So no, if I realize, oof, Trail of Bodies, I think that would be it for me. That would be it. You know.
What about you, Ovita? Because it looks like from your face you don't really care. With you've already won a Jurak, you still jump in there and say, "Look, I think at my odds, I'll make it."
Sometimes you just have to leave a little. We're all gonna die in it.
You've just moved up the priority list. I think you'll be the first one to go.
Yeah, we're all gonna die someday.
The money is too much. The money is a lot. There's a chance.
The money is a lot. All of us someday we're going to die in it. Yes. So it's all about.
And the other thing is, in every death, the money was piling up more. So every person that dies, the money was added more.
So look, just go there and make sure you get
survive.
A body count. You know,
you survive. Yeah.
So what is your answer?
Me? Yeah. I mean, I'll drill into it. Oh, I'm already saying, man. You know, one day we're all gonna die, isn't it? You, all of us are going to die someday.
Why
no matter what.
Quick?
No, who told you it's die quick? I'll go and chance poker chips. Flip me. It's rolling the dice. It's like rolling the dice in this game.
Yeah, but it's life or death. It's life or death.
Well, yes.
For me, let me just jump in there since we're looking at the time as well. For me, it depends. If I didn't have any family and I was dead broke, I would do it.
Of course, yes.
You know what I mean? But if I have family, no matter how broke I am, I wouldn't do it because there's always another means to make money without
situation. It will find
it depends on the situation. They're
just moving up, aren't they? They're moving
up.
They're
definitely moving up. These guys, honestly.
How about you, Patrick?
Do you know where you guys made me laugh? Because I just told you that after you watched that, you still jump. So you see now that series makes sense. You see, I told you on Tali, it also gets to people in the world, regardless whatever you can see, we still do it. The same thing as we watch things on TV. Oh, smoking will kill you. This will do this. We still do it as human beings. We like the risk. We seem to jump to the risk or something, regardless. The fact they'll tell you speeding, but you still speed. We go speeding. So that's how it is. Anyway, does anybody have anything to add on this?
I just want to say something. We should talk about this guy. Do you remember that guy who was the cop who went there to look for his brother?
Yeah, I think the guy is mentioning him in a brief moment.
Spoke about him.
Yeah, what did he speak about? No, are we not going to talk about the fact that his phone lasted for 6 days, videoing and all that? What phone is he using?
He was switching.
Maybe he was turning it off.
Switching it off. When they were going in the room, he was using an iPhone. Because he couldn't have it on because
when he had the phone, it was 40-something%. So, he had it for 6 days. Man, my iPhone, I barely get 2 hours. What phone was he using that time?
Well, it looked like it was it was an iPhone X series, wasn't it? It was one of the X series iPhones. If you put that on low power mode, I've done it before where I had an iPhone 7. When I went out to the field for a week, I used it on low power mode and it worked.
So that one was dodgy. Another one, last one, the guy at the end when he dyed his hair red and he was going home, he was going to see his child. He had 800 billion and one, and he still turned back. That boy is dodgy too.
Yeah,
I think it was a stupid decision he made.
Yeah, look. Yes. For me, as I said at the beginning, I think the Squid Game. The reason why a lot of people have jumped onto it, I think some people see their self in some of the characters, but in general, I think whoever wrote that series, as he said, he wrote it when he was down and under, when money was also low. So it shows us that in this world, when money comes, people are willing to do anything for money. People's true character comes out when money is shown. They say money is the root of all evil, and that is true. I have seen people do so many stuff that you're like weird stuff. You're like, well, did you really just do that? But it's for the sake of money. It is what it is. Money will change character sometimes. As Wantali said, there are some people who that character cannot change without money. When he was talking about people cannot just jump onto something, but some people, as soon as they see money, they're on it. So, guys, thank you for being with us today. That was a review and discussion for the Squid Game. Have you seen Squid Game yet? If you haven't, go ahead and see it. As I said,
it's too late now. Isn't it?
Yeah, it's too late now. We've spoiled it for you, but go ahead and see it. Still, it's a very good series, I think so. But as I also said, I think deep down inside, we are sort of overrating this series because it's the thing that's coming during lockdown. The same thing as Tiger King. Tiger King was okay, but we all sort of made it more than what it really was. Anyway, guys, that was me, Patrick. I had one Charlie, Fred, and over to Nice, and we're signing out from 5 Rounds. Bye.
What's up? Look.